Good evening, everybody. It is Monday night. It is round number 1 of our SARCO touring cars. And back in the commentary box, we've got Ashley, who's going to be doing some commentary and racing this season. Ashley, welcome back. It's been a little bit of time off with the new little one in your life, but now finding some time to get back behind the microphone and back behind the wheel.
No, absolutely. Thank you so much, Dylan. It's been a very challenging past year with the new one, a little one arriving and causing endless sleepless nights. And glad to be back. He's now settled in. He's sleeping much better now. I've now moved my entire commentary operation to the other side of the house, so I'm not going to disturb him too much. So that will help us to get this broadcast off this evening.
No, absolutely, 100%, guys. So just the format for today is 2 races of 20 minutes. We're in the touring cars. It is a locked setup. One race will be done during the day and the second one at night. The sun is up. The track is very hot, and we're definitely going to see some tires getting warm there. But it's still going to be very, very interesting. So, Ashley, we're going to just swap over into the lobby. The guys are waiting for me just to jump up. And we do have Rudy Bass, who's going to be joining in the Bravo tier a little bit later. He's going to be directing this evening in the commentary box. Ashley, till then, I'll see you on the other side. Enjoy, man.
Good luck, Dylan.
Thank you kindly.
And, thank you so much. Guys, just wanted to quickly go over that format. The first qualifying this evening will be 5 minutes, and guys will have 1 lap flyer to basically get around the track. And only allowed 1 lap to get a qualifying time, and that qualifying time will basically set the grid position. And man, that's going to be quite interesting and quite a hard challenge, especially some of the guys having to get those tires up to temperature. I know with the front wheel drive.
Hello. Let's go.
All right. Let's see.
How's it, everybody?
I'm not sure if it's your mic, but when you were speaking on the live stream now, we can hear you.
It's like echoing. Thumbs up, and then we should be going shortly.
It's not no.
No, it might be picking up my other microphone. I'll have to check it.
It's not that bad. It's okay.
Yeah.
Your voice is not that irritating. We can listen to it.
Thank you, Dadky.
Okay, are we going?
Let's go.
Enjoy it, guys. I'm gonna put my mic off now.
Ja, maar dat alles.
So I just want to check the stream on the Facebook just to see those comments coming through. So far we have 1 thumbs up from Mr. Greg Campbell. Greg, thank you for joining us this evening. And you're the first guy to make a comment so far. So guys, if you want to get involved, check out our website at SARCO racing.co.za, and you can join us and see if you can take on the likes of some of the top drivers at SARCO. Trust at the moment, he is a multiple champion, SARCO champion. He's competed since I can remember, actually, since I joined back 3 or 4 years ago. My race has been competing. Shot at the moment, and he's chosen the BMW. Now, interesting with the BMW, it is the only rear driven car compared to the other two, which are the McGann and the Mercedes A class. And quite a handful. The car's tires are not up to temperature. It seems to slide around a lot. You can see he's getting it almost intentionally sliding the car just to get some heating into those tires. He's really starting his flying lap now. You see him start go down the start finish straight. And I can see somebody in the distance there sitting in the pits, so hopefully these guys will be aware that Morrison started his flying lap and are able to stay out the way as we see him take the first bend. And they're pretty clean so far. Very tricky section here. Ooh, he gets slightly sideways there, but manages to hold it pretty well. And another tricky section here. Actually, this circuit, is normally home of the Formula 1 and MotoGP, but we are taking part on the national circuit this evening, which is a slightly shortened version. So you'll see the times will be pretty low compared to the Formula 1 and MotoGP drivers. We should see an average time around about 1:15, 1:16. You see Morris coming through the chicane nice and neat. Gets on the power and pretty much flat out through the last corner. Hits the straights, and let's see where this puts Morris. As he currently crosses the line and goes with a 1 minute 15.5, and that's a pretty good time. I think that's going to be a pretty decent time to try to beat. He's second at the moment. With the time at 1:16. Terry Wilford joining us from SARCO, and he's a professional driver by day, and by night he's a SARCO driver, you could say that. And we see him crossing the line there so far in third position. Dylan now looks like he started his flying lap, goes in the first corner, brake locks up a little bit. I think he's managed to get through there pretty nice and tidy. Oh, runs a bit wide, and I think that's going to invalidate his lap, and unfortunately that will be the end of his qualifying session. He's not going to be able to participate any further. So it just shows you how tricky it is. Those front wheel drive cars, you have to get those temperatures, the tyre temperatures up quite quickly. And what I've found seems to work for me is actually by switching from a loose setup to a stable setup. That helps with the amount of tires. In shots at the moment we have our international driver Ross, who's on his flying lap at the moment. Let's see if he can improve his time. Not improve his time, but let's see if he can get himself on the grid. So far, Morris still unbeatable with that time of a 1:15.5. The Horn Dog in second position at the moment with a 1:16.3, followed by, I'm not sure who that is. In fourth, we have Terry still in fifth. We have Ross. And I think that completes our qualifying. Just a 5-minute qualifying session. As we spoke about, the format is only one lap of format, so there it is. So it's Ricky B in third position, followed by Terry, then Ross Jerky, who was pretty quick in the practice yesterday, only managed to do in a 1:16.8. He's now in sixth position, followed by B-Dub in Stephen 8th, and we've got Peter Brunt in ninth position, and I think it was Duncan down in, looks like Duncan's down in 10th, Tyler Scott in 11th, Louis down in 12th position. We've got Robert down 13, and Dylan unfortunately making the mistake and not getting a time.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting race with Dylan coming from the back.
Oh, Rudy, thank you for joining me.
I'm sorry, Mike. I was on mute for a bit.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very exciting race. I think that one lap qualifying has now spiced things up again, because I know for a fact that Durkee was super quick in practice last night.
The thing is to watch out now is the start with the BMWs with the rear-wheel drive. They're going to be flying off the line with the front-wheel drive. It's going to have a lot of wheel spin.
Yeah, absolutely. I did notice that with the practice starts yesterday that the BMWs had an advantage on the start, but they didn't seem to have as much control as the front-wheel drive through the corners. You have to be a very good driver or know the car pretty well to keep it on the track.
The thing is, I prefer the front-wheel drive. It's a lot easier through the corners.
Yeah, it does allow you to put down the power and pull through the corner and power out the corner again. The BM was a bit front. Well, there we go. The lights out, and then where we go, and a good start there by the Horn Dog. But Morris in that BMW gets even better start, and he's leading in the first corner. You can see the Horn Dog coming in second position at the moment, followed by Ricky B in third at the moment, followed by Terry fourth, and so far good team. So there we see somebody going wide, and I think that was Duncan then losing it in the background, and just giving it a little bit too much on the power there, and causing him to just go off, but he's recovered well and he's back on the circuit again. Still another 15 minutes to go. This is a very tight circuit. You see the guys getting very close there, and we have it coming together. Somebody spinning there, and unfortunately looks like Dylan got caught out by, it was Robert in the BMW who got it all wrong, coming out that little fast chicane, and unfortunately was collected by Dylan. Dylan now dropping way back into 14th position. So most unfortunate there is Robert now, so he has picked up damage. You can see at the back of his car there quite a bit of damage. But anyway, we start this first lap, and still Morris out in front, but followed very closely by the Horn Dog, and right behind him is Ricky B. Ricky B goes on the inside of the Horn Dog, looking for an opportunity to overtake, and a little bit you can see the different lines between Morris and the front wheel driven vehicles.
That's going to be a lot faster with the front-wheel drives through the corners.
No, absolutely. So coming through this, a bit of a slide there from all three drivers, but hanging on well. Morris getting a much better exit, and this is where the BMW normally struggles, is through this tighter section here. But the Horn Dog, and that's Andrew, who's pushing pretty hard at the moment. He has made a mistake, and that's allowed for the two guys come together and taking each other out, so that's not exactly what you want. And then Horn Dog coming onto the track and collecting, I think it was Terry. So that now moves Ricky B into second position, and we have Marius out in front with a nice little gap of 2 seconds.
There's an Opel in the lobby.
You know what? I didn't even know that there was an Opel up for as an option. I thought it was only 3 cars for some.
No, I'm more for the Opel, and I just saw it now. It's actually a fun car.
Is it? I didn't even have a chance to take it for a spin. Does it require the extra DLC pack? Because I didn't see it available. Did you have to purchase it?
Yes.
Okay, so
I got the season pass. I got most of the cars. So there's someone on one.
All right, so that's probably why I didn't see it. So, okay. And we just see a bit of carnage in the background there. I'm not sure who that was.
Fun, yeah.
That was looks like Steven in the Astra, who's dropped back now. So we cutting to the front again, and we've got Ricky B now in second position, followed by Ross, who has picked up a bit of a penalty, I can see. And then followed closely is Terry. Terry just watching this battle out in front, taking his time, biding his time. There's still that second race to come, so you know, you've got to play the long game. So Ross now moving up into second position, and definitely the damage on Ricky B's car. You can see the front bumper moving around there, and that would have been the contact that he made with Honda, who's now dropped down to 11th position. He will be struggling to get that car into the corners, and he definitely has some front end damage. And you can see now Terry getting even closer to Ricky.
Now that Merc on the brakes is something special.
Yeah, I noticed that it was a little bit different to the Megane, but it locks up. I noticed if you get down too quickly, it locks up. Not quite like the Megane. You can actually really throw down the gears, and it seems to, you know, take it pretty well. Whereas the Merc, you have to be a little bit more careful. So there we see Terry trying to make the pass on the inside, and goes wide and loses a bit more time. But I must say that A-Class Merc does look like a very nice car to drive.
Definitely.
So looking at the front there, Morris has now pulled a 3.5 second gap, and looks like he's in a commanding lead at the moment, as we see him come through the tire section of this track. And most likely just nursing the tires. I mean, I noticed, especially with this track, it's very hard on the front left tire. I was noticing a lot of heating on the tire. So,
about 5 laps in it starts for me.
Yeah, and yeah, that's definitely going to cause things to be concerned about. If you're in a close battle, we need to look after those tires. But fortunately, Marius does have that gap to play with, and you see in the background Ross now opening up a little bit of a gap from Ricky, who's got a bit of damage there on the front. And we see now that old Dirkie in the background started to come into the field. And watch this space, because I'm telling you now, Dirkie is super quick around the circuit.
He's always consistent as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Then I reckon by the end of this race, we're going to see a very tight battle between Dirkie and guys up in front. So we see Terry just locking up the brakes slightly as he comes in through that tight right-hander for a left-hander. And now has Dirkie all over the back of him. So this is where I saw Dirkie was really strong through this section. He really had good drive out of the final corner. Let's see if he manages to get a bit of a slipstream behind Terry. He's doing exceptionally well in that Mercedes-Benz A-Class. So Terry now looking to overtake Ricky. He looks on the inside, and will he try again? Very close between the two drivers here, giving each other enough room. But that's now allowed for Dirkie to see an opportunity to get past these guys. He just has to hide his time. You ever see the guys racing side by side? Ooh, Terry gets a little bit wide, and he's forced a little bit off the track. Ooh, we ever see some spinning there, and I thought that may have happened. So the guys just didn't give me enough space coming through that chicane, and there was almost no room there to overtake, and that was the consequence of those that move. So that's now moved Dirk into third position. So free pass there. So there is our other two BMW drivers in fifth and sixth position. And they
Two teammates.
looks like teammates. So Tyler and Scott, I believe they are related somehow.
I think they race together, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they live together as well. Are they not? I'm sure they're related somehow. Anyway, there we see them coming down the main straight, and in the background we have Duncan, who's also moving up
Made a
the
move
field.
on the ATB.
Yeah, we saw Duncan making a mistake on the first lap and going a bit wide, but recovered well, and he's now moved up into, it looks like, ninth position at the moment. Yeah, but doing pretty well. So I'm just looking at that gap between Ross and Durkee for the fight for second position. And it's slowly coming down. But let's not forget, the second race is up next, and there will be a reverse grid for the top 6. So it would put Durkee in a good position for the second race.
There's Scott trying to get past Jerry.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of weaving there to try and break the toe, and you see a very late break there from Terry. Terry does have now the inside line for the next corner, but Tyler doing pretty well going on the outside and making it stick and getting past Terry. It's quite interesting to see that Tyler took a rear driven car, because I think he does race in real life a front wheel drive, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I think so too. But I know he likes this BMW.
But then the same could be said for Terry, because he drives a rear wheel drive at night, right? So yeah, it's good to see the guys mixing up with the different classes, with the different brands of the vehicles. You see there Terry going a little bit off track there, and I wonder if he'll get a slowdown for that, or at least a penalty. Oh, there we see Tyler getting really sideways through that corner, and the rear tyres must be getting pretty warm now in that BM, because I know this track is very demanding on the rear tyres for those BMs. So we are almost halfway through this race, and still out in front with a massive 5-second gap is Marius, followed by Ross in second position. In third position we have Durkee, followed by Terry, who's managed to get his way back up into fourth again after coming together with Ricky B, challenging for that second position. A good recovery from Terry. We haven't seen much of Mr. Peter Brunt. He's down in 7th at the moment, and there he is in the picture. And he has Ricky B, who also had a bit of a battle earlier with Terry, and fortunately came off second best there. As you can see, his front end is moving around there.
The lockdowns are very close.
Absolutely, I think the only car there at the moment, well, it looks like Durkee now setting a good pace there of 116.2, so in that previous lap he was Yeah, he was definitely a 10th quicker than our leader at the moment. So he's managed to find some pace there. That's a good pace for this sort of this period of the race, because usually that front tire, the front left tire, is pretty worn by now. So a good battle here between the two, Peter Brunt and Ricky B. Ricky B trying to find a gap on the inside through this tight section here, applying all sorts of pressure to Peter. Peter's not having any of it. He's putting the car all in the right places and keeping Ricky behind him. But let's see if Ricky gets a tow down the straight here. See the guys swerving left and right in front there. Trying to break the tow. We'll see somebody in front there. Looks like Tyler Scott making a move on Terry, and it looks like he's managed to get past again. So these two having an epic battle. And it's good to see such close racing. And then, but have a look in the background there. It looked like Duncan.
I think that might be someone who's lap. I think it might be Louis.
Okay, so that's Louis that's
been lapped.
Yeah. And V-Dub, also another former SARCO champion, struggling a little bit. So when BM, he's down now. He's down in 13th position at the moment, and it looks like he's also going to be lapped. So that may have been from a contact early in the race. We did see a couple of guys coming together. Well, this is what we spoke about earlier, that Durkee does seem to have much better pace, and now he's caught Ross. He was a 10th quicker on the final lap, and still the quickest man on the track at the moment, and he's caught Ross with a few minutes left to go. So a good battle now. Then to start to see Ross taking a little bit of defensive line there to keep Durkee behind him. Durkee looking left and right. And I'm sure Ross has his mirrors full at the moment, trying to defend with all he can for that second position. He is carrying a penalty. I'm not sure what that penalty is, but this may be all in vain, as we see Durkee now slipping, attacking right behind Ross. And will he make a look on the inside or the out? As we see Ross moving across the track, going into that defensive position, but in the end compromising his line. Locks up a little bit, but manages to keep ahead. And Durkee basically just needs to finish behind Ross to get that position. I don't think he will be able to escape that or get away from that penalty, unless Durkee makes a mistake, which is quite possible around this circuit. It's really unforgiving.
The second race is reverse grid, right?
Yeah, well, just the top six. So at this stage, Robert will be starting in pole position, followed by Terry, then Tyler. We'll have Durkee in fourth, followed by Ross. But the race ain't over yet. Still another 2 minutes left on the clock. Probably see another 2 more laps.
See over here, these two are still battling.
Still a great battle between these two guys and giving each other good space. It's great to see. BMW versus Mercedes-Benz, as we see the BMW going down the straights, and their BM is mighty quick through the gears. And you will see now this is where the murk is.
Right up to the back of him.
Yeah, this is where the murk is strong. It's through this tight section now. So, but where would you find an opportunity to overtake? We see now getting alongside, he backs up a bit, not wanting to take out his mate. As he now looks for another opportunity through this tight section. Closes right in the back of Tyler Scott as we go through. I wish I knew the names of these chords because they're probably Spanish or something. So through the S's, and you see a massive lock up there from Terry, and that's not going to help him. As Tyler gets the power down and is able just to keep that position with, I would say, another lap to go. Out in front, Durkee. I reckon he knows that he doesn't really need to push and make a mistake, or he knows that Ross has that mistake. Seems to be really back down a bit. So he's lifted. He knows. I reckon he knows that Ross has that penalty, and there's no point in trying to overtake him and risking losing that position. Whatever that penalty is, it must be a pretty fast one, a big one. So we see Morris now exiting the corner for the very last time, and I think this is it. He's crossing the line and takes the first win of the series at the Cataluna circuit, followed by Ross, who has that time penalty, will be demoted down to third. Quicksilver finishes in second, and we'll just wait for the rest to come over the line. So he has this battle for fourth position. Tyler managed to hang on to that BMW, crossing the line in fourth, followed by Terry in fifth position. Robert finishes in sixth. Then we have Peter Brandt down in seventh position. Let's see where they finish. Yep, I see Peter Brandt has been demoted. So we'll have to wait till the end of the race to see where everybody finishes with all these penalties. So that confirms it. Marius finishing with a nice lead of almost 10 seconds there over Durkee, who started out in sixth position. Durkee doing pretty well to come through the field. He finishes in second, followed by Ross, then Tyler in fourth, Terry Wilford in fifth position, followed by Robert, Ricky B, and Duncan down in seventh and eighth. The Horn Dog finishing down in ninth, and Stephen in 10th position. So guys, that was the end of the first race. We still have one more race for the Alpha Tiers coming up, and that will be a night race. There will also be a reverse grid for the top 6 drivers. So that's going to spice things up again. And now that the guys have their eye in, I think it's going to be a pretty close race in the second one.
There's still a second race to go, so
there were some interesting moments there for a little bit.
Yeah.
what was that, Dylan?
I saw the eye.
No, I'm saying myself and Louis, we had some interesting little moments there.
Oh, nice. Where'd you end up, Dylan?
Yeah, there
12th.
was some interesting.
I
was
was
pretty good moments all
caught up
around.
in a little conflict further down coming through that chicane.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to figure out what happened in it. Was it the second lap where
With Horn Dog, was it? No, who was it?
Coming down the hill.
No, like into the
sharp
like into the
left-hander.
chicane section.
I think that was Terry and Ricky B.
Okay, I just saw like cars flying everywhere. Got lucky there. I went like straight down the middle.
Yeah, that was Hondog and Ricky B.
Okay. Right.
Thanks, Terry. Okay, so what?
Good race.
I see you're not jumping around. Have you got a cable to your PS now?
Okay, guys. So the order will be Robert first, Terry second, Tyler third, Ross fourth, Dirkie fifth, Marius sixth, then Ricky B 7, Duncan 8, Horndog 9, Stephen 10. I didn't get the rest of the screen.
I'll tell you now. I should know where they ended up, man. Okay. There were formation left, in other words.
Yeah, 100%.
Alright. Yeah, this is on very cool. I'm just waiting for
Dirkie.
eventually start generation. Marius, how did you do a 15.9 in the race?
Yeah, well, that was right in the beginning when the tire, it was like the second or third lap. After that, 17s the whole time. Only here in the end, I did low 16s. I kept it here at 117 the whole middle part of the race. But I could, you see, I didn't have pressure, so I had that luxury.
Okay, so
If you have
guys,
someone
we've seen
behind
some
you, you
interesting comments on the YouTube chat. So we see from one from
someone in
Peter
front of
Hardeman and good luck, boys.
Yeah.
Stephen
No,
Smith, what's
there's
happening,
a-
boys? And then we have Julian Gover. Check
Because there was
the
battle
audio
going on
mix there,
behind
guys.
me,
Game
and
is
that
leading
made
through
the
the
gap
live stream.
big.
Okay, so we have resolved that issue.
I don't know.
Andrew and Bond, hello everyone. Good luck for you guys in Alpha. Enjoy. Adrian
were a
Bond,
few times
crazy
on the
start.
court.
And then
getting
Tara and
close.
Marburg.
Jeez,
Evening,
like
ladies.
Nice driving.
Evening, Tara. So, guys, we're still waiting for the next race to start. The guys are getting ready. You can see the thumbs going up. Let's have a quick 5-minute break. Some guys will need to relieve themselves, etc., etc. Get a beer, who knows. I will try be a little bit more exciting. Actually, just listen to a little bit of my feedback. Sorry, guys. This is my first time back in a long time, and I need to get used to the streaming, trying to be a little bit exciting. And I do apologize for the very
Dirkie is
boring
on.
commentary so far.
I have.
So, guys, if you do want to join us and be a part of this really cool club, come check out our website. It's www.sarcoracing.co.za. Become a member, find out when the next races are, and you
I
can
found
register.
on this track for some reason you don't have a
Try to
chance to
start and
relax. It's
see
just
where you start. We do have two different leagues. We have the Alpha League, which is usually the top drivers, and then we
It's
have
like
a
a
Bravo
580
League
turn,
for
actually.
those who are
Thank you,
more
thank you, I'm
social
back.
drivers.
Sorry for that.
And if there's enough drivers, we then start the Charlie League, which is just first come first serve sort of basis. But yeah, it is extreme fun, and we do this every Monday and Wednesday night.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, please tell your friends and see your family members. They can come watch you on the live stream, and see what you can do against some of the top drivers here at SARCO Racing. So I see everybody's giving a thumbs up, and we're about to start. Let's see what the next race brings us.
He hasn't thumbs up.
This next race will be a 20-minute format race that will be a little bit different to the first race. There will be a reverse grid for the top 6 drivers who finished in the first race. There'll also be a change in a sort of time frame. It'll be the race will start at 9 o'clock. So the track will be a little bit cooler.
Well, I took a screenshot with
it will
me.
be a little bit darker, so finding those braking points will make it be a little bit more challenging. From what I experienced last night, it's almost better to be the car behind the front runner, because you could easily judge your braking spots from you have some sort of reference.
You must thumbs up. We're waiting for you.
So I think the next race is going to be much closer than what
Let's go.
in the first.
Julian wants to know if he's posting in the lobby.
St. Jim.
Yes.
He's hosting, yes.
Everything happy.
Right, enjoy it.
Okay, there we have it, the countdown. So I think the first lap, the guys will just get themselves in order. There won't be a static start. The guys will, well, there will be, but the first lap will be basically a warm-up lap, and the guys will get in positions, and then followed by a rolling start, which kind of makes it a little bit more interesting because you don't really get too many clashes in the first corner. Everybody behaves himself in general in a rolling start compared to a static start. So
I'm looking a lot closer racing with the BMW not being able to pull away at the start.
Absolutely. So there will be advantage for the front wheel. Well, there'll be sort of a balanced. There will be no real advantage for anyone in the start. So there you can see the guys' lights on, and you can see in the background it is slightly darker. And a beautiful circuit to race on in general. This track was designed back in 1991, which held its first, not design, actually constructed. So pretty old compared to some of the drivers that are participating this evening. And you'll see the guys are getting away, just warming up those tires, getting into position. Funny enough, I think Robert's already in position, so that was actually quite lucky. Ooh, we see Tyler there has lost his front lights. Ooh, okay, so he's managed to switch them back on again. Rudy, have you done some preparation for this evening? What are your times looking like?
Well, I didn't have a lot of time to do a lot of laps, but race pace, managing about 1 minute 17s consistently, so it's going to be a good race.
Yeah, I think that's what the Alpha Tiers are doing at the moment, so yeah, you're pretty quick.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm stressing a bit about the Opel, because I think that these Reynolds and the BMs are a lot faster.
As we saw from the first race, it just depends on those being consistent. I mean, we saw Ross there, who was in second position, who lost that position because of penalties. So if we could just keep it consistent on the track and clean, you have a good chance of finishing quite high. So guys, we are about to start. So we see Morris there, sorry, not Morris, but Robert leading the pack, and I think they're underway now. As there's a drag race down to the first corner, we see somebody then moving out, and it's Tyler who's looking on the inside of Terry, and he's managed to get the inside of Terry. Will he make it stick? You see now Terry going defensive and managed to hold on to that second position So Robert still in first at the moment. We have there, looks like Ross challenging, and that's challenging Tyler for third position. Now this is where the guys came together in the first race, and it looks like everybody managed to get through quite cleanly. And you see Durkee going on the inside there, trying to make a move there on, or actually going defensive on Marius, Marius is right behind him. Very close racing here between all the drivers, and a good clean start so far. Nobody crashing into each other, so that's very good so far. Touch wood.
Oh, there's Durkee cutting the corner.
Yeah, and that's what I spoke about. Those little incidents where you cut the corner will cost you. You see, he has backed off a little bit, and it's compromised his exit. And we see now he goes defensive. He's got no option. Oh, we see that was a really late dive there from one of the Reynolds. And I think that was Ricky B who went for a very late lunge there on Marius. And that's knocked Marius down now to 9th position. So it was Durkee that got caught out by cutting the curve there and backed off just to avoid the penalty, and which in turn bunched up the field a bit. And it was Marius that lost out in the end there. But guys going really wide all over the show. A good battle behind, yeah, between looks like Dylan and now Marius getting overtaken by Dylan. Dylan has moved out to 7th position. But it's Ricky B who's actually showing quite a bit of pace in this first couple of laps. He's now moved up into 6th position, and he's chasing down old Durkee. Durkee going on the inside line, going very defensive. And Ricky V looking ever so close. So a very tight battle at the moment between all these runners. We still have Robert out in front, who's doing exceptionally well, keeping that BM nice and tidy through the corners. And we see now a Terry going on the inside of Tyler, and Tyler and Terry come together, pushing Tyler wide there. And let's see if these guys can get through the next couple of corners. We also have Ross now challenging, putting a lot of pressure there on the guys in front there. Terry with a very brave move there on the inside, lunging the car into the corner and managed to get him past Tyler. Now Tyler looking for a way back past Terry, getting right on the end of Terry. Let's see if he gets a good slipstream down the main straight there. A stream of cars coming down the main straight there, and it looks like Tyler had a much better exit and managed to put the car on the inside, getting past Terry. Terry now has his mirrors full because it's now Ricky who's moved down into the 4th position. So Ricky moving through the pack at a rapid rate. Now challenging Terry, who's it gets slightly out of shape there, and that will compromise his exit. We see now Ross now getting on the back of Ricky. Can Ross look on the inside? He goes on the inside and looks like they almost touched that. It was very, very close. Oh, you see somebody in the background. Somebody back in, I think that was Marius, who's coming together with one of the back markers there. Looks like Marius is out of the race. He's now parked and called it a day. I'm not too sure who was involved with that one, but I think it was the Horn Dog. Durkee also dropping right back. He's now in 11th position, so...
Also got some damage.
Yeah, it looks like the front is... and I wonder if that was from Ricky B. But it's dropped way back and has actually lost the front headlights of that vehicle, and that's going to make things a little bit interesting for him. So still out in front, we have Robert, who's has a 1.5 second gap over his teammate Tyler, who's also doing pretty well at the moment in second position. He had that epic battle with Terry. Terry now dropped down into fourth position. We have Ricky B, who's been chasing or sort of charging through the field. And he started way back. I think he started down in ninth position. And now is in third. So a good race from him so far. So just showing us on the first race where he picked up quite a bit of damage and managed to nurse the car home. And now with a fresh reset vehicle, he's back to the top in third position at the moment. Dylan now coming through the field. He's in sixth position, chasing down his teammate, the Green Mamba International. And look at this battle behind here. We have guys trying to break the slipstream, swerving left and right. Have to be careful not to take each other out. And here we see three cars coming into the first corner here. Ooh, we see Peterborough going exceptionally wide. They're losing the position there to Stephen. So a good battle between the three cars here. It looks like these guys are having a lot of fun at the moment. I do like the colours of Peterborough. It reminds me of the old Reynolds Formula 1. Of
winning.
Out in front here we have the battle between Terry, Ross and Dylan, now all fighting for that fourth position. Actually very close to Ricky there, so Ricky I think either has cooked the tyres a bit and or made a mistake somewhere, because he has Terry all on the back of him. And not only Terry, we have Ross and Dylan pushing pretty hard. We see Ross looking on the inside. Will he make a move now? Terry closes the door and gets it out of shape as he exits the corner, putting him in on the outside. And then we see Ross and Terry touch. A good recovery there from Terry. Managed to hold on to that car, but that's now dropped Ross down into a sixth position. Dylan, his teammate, managed to get him past. Now he's now challenging Terry for that fourth position. And as these guys battle away, Ricky has managed to open up that gap again. But still a great battle in the second race of this evening for the Alpha Tiers. Dylan doing exceptionally well, starting right at the back of the grid. Now he moves down up into fifth position, but it's not over yet. He has Ross all over the back of him as they go through this very tricky section of the track for the last corner, and it looks like Dylan has a pretty good exit on the last corner. He's got Terry in his sight, gets a slipstream, goes on the inside, looks like he's able to make it stick. Let's see who will get to the first corner. And it looks like now Dylan has a nose width ahead and manages to go into a corner, getting that fourth position. So a great move there by Dylan. And the next car in sight is Ricky, who's now opened up a little bit of gap now while those guys were racing against each other. Ricky now chasing down the BMW. Yeah, he's getting pretty close. So it looks like Ricky, that was a bit of a nasty move there. But lucky he didn't compromise Tyler's race too much. It was a bit of a lunge into that corner.
Tyler's got a penalty as well, so you can just sit behind him actually.
Well, I think he wants to go for the win. He's still halfway through this race where you could still got almost 8 minutes left. So
he's fastest on track at the moment, Ricky B.
He is, but he just needs to watch out not to be too aggressive in the corners. He can't do the late lunge into some of the corners there, and we see now, because of this battle, Dylan now looking for an opportunity to get past these two drivers, and I think that's why Ricky is trying to get past Tyler, because he knows that Dylan is pretty quick behind him and could be a bit of a threat. As you see, it looks like they touched again, and yeah, definitely a touch between Ricky and Tyler, and the stewards will have to have a look at that, because they were exceptionally close together. But then Tyler and Dylan come together, so all sorts of drama happening on the track at the moment, as the guys are getting very close together, and still this battle for I don't even know what position we are anymore.
I think
this is Tyler now down. He's dropped right back into 7th position. So it's Dylan, Steven, Tyler, and Peter Brunt. So with that collision, that's promoted Terry up into 2nd position. So yeah, it's leaving Robert with a nice 5-second gap. And they say the fastest doesn't always win. Well, it's proving to be true this evening. As you see side by side, there's Dylan with is it Ricky B?
Yeah.
Again, bit of aggressive drive here from Ricky this evening, but it doesn't always pay off. And we've seen a couple of collisions that have happened have caused him to now drop back, and he's now sitting in 4th position. But funny enough, he hasn't picked up any penalties, so you know, getting a little bit sideways there. You can see the tyres not so happy with on their car at the moment, so they're applying all sorts of pressure now, trying to get that place back from Ricky.
I see Steven's also starting to catch up here.
Yeah, and isn't that the Astra?
Yeah.
So yeah, the Astra's got a bit of pace. So there we see Dylan making a lunge on the inside there, but a pretty clean move. Goes on the inside, gets the job done, and he's now past Ricky B. Next man in sight, he has to overtake his teammate once again, and that's Ross. After the little coming together with Tyler. I'm sure we're going to have quite a few incident reports coming through after this race for sure. And as we see there, Dylan going on the fence there, and yeah, not happy with the move from Ricky B, who basically smashed him out the way. As you can see, he was but anyway, managed to get past again, and that moves Ricky into 4th position again, and we can see that he still doesn't have a penalty. So Dylan and Ross both have a penalty. Still a very close race. I mean, if you look at it, the guys from 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, all within probably 5 seconds with each other.
The thing about these closing follows, this is a nice close rating.
That is an exceptionally close race, and we see now Dylan getting past Ricky B again. So I wonder if he just gave that position back. Ooh, there we see Dylan going exceptionally wide and making a little bit of mistake. And this is where Ricky was stronger on the brakes. Dylan then closes the door. Well, no, you also got to pick your line. Now we see Steven now on the back of these guys. Ross now, Dylan, Ricky, Steven, Peter Bruns, the Horn Dog, and Tyler Scott all have penalties. So who knows who's going to finish where at the end of this race. The only one who's been really consistent out of front is Robert. And not exactly the quickest guy on the track at the moment, but he's managed to keep it clean and keep out of mischief. Terry doing pretty well, currently lapping half a second quicker than the leader at the moment. But I'm sure he'll be watching his mirrors because the green numbers.
Oh, they're flying at this moment.
They're all going pretty quick at the moment. But actually, just looking, the fastest guy on the track at the moment is old Durkee down in 13th position. So even with the damage, he's doing pretty well. I wonder if he went in the pits, but suddenly his lights are working.
I think he had to.
So there we see out in front. Well, no, that's Tyler. Sorry, I thought it was Robert. So Tyler way back now in the. Sure, he's down in 10th position at the moment. After they're coming here with Ricky and Dylan. So a battle here between V-Dub. I think that's Gerard. And Andrew. Andrew going very defensive and making sure that Gerard can't come past. Ooh, there's somebody coming together. Is that Stephen and Dylan? Oh, my word.
Looks like it.
So unfortunately those two guys coming together, and looks like Dylan came off second best. So you see him coming through the gravel there. And he's got some severe damage on the front. So not a very good evening for Dylan, unfortunately, in both races, picking up some damage. And he will have to pit because looks like his electrics all broken.
Yeah, Ross is starting to catch up to Terry.
He is. But Terry doesn't have a penalty, and that's the end of the race. I didn't realize it, but that's it. Yeah, that was quite an exciting race. I will admit it was very interesting. So we just have to wait for the guys to finish because I don't know where or what penalties.
Not with all the penalties.
Yeah, I think with all these penalties, who knows? But it looks like so far our top driver there is Robert, who picks up the first win of the season, this particular season. And then we have Terry in second position, followed by Ross in third, Ricky B charging through the field, finishing up in the fourth, Peter Brandt in fifth position there. And we have Gerard, who finishes in sixth. And I think that's because of all the penalties, and he didn't have a penalty. So well done to Gerard there, finishing in sixth position, followed by the Horn Dog, then Stephen in eighth position. Ninth we have Tyler, and in 10th, Louis.
Quite an interesting race. Saw a lot of incidents, but still some close.
You don't look happy right now. I'll let you carry on the rest of that interview. As I need to go and get ready for my race. So thank you guys. And I'll see you on the other side.
So guys, I am back. Wow, what a
thank you.
interesting race to say the least.
Short two if you have another.
Nevertheless,
Bumper car.
guys, we have been watching
Robert, but,
those
you held
comments
it,
coming
good job.
through. We have seen Peter Hardeman. He was here earlier on saying good luck, boys.
I was lucky there.
Stephen saying what happening, boys. We then have Julian, who is St. Jim, who is the host for the race this evening. For the Bravo tier, we've got Stephen LaRue saying good evening all. Can't wait to get that race started. And Greg Campbell saying good luck to the Alpha guys. Oh, Daniel Morales, he's here all the way from the USA saying coconuts indeed. And Mr. Bond is in the house. Hello everybody, good luck, enjoy Alpha. Coffee, 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 yes, let's go. David de Villiers say go Alphas, Hoy Millies. It was a crazy start there, Adrian, you are definitely not wrong there. And then Tyron Marburg saying didn't realize that there was a new season.
The first quarter.
Well, Tyron, there is space in the Bravo tier. If you would like to jump into that, you're more than welcome to do so. We'll make sure that we do get you an invite. So guys, we are just waiting for the invites to come through for the Bravo tier, and we will be racing. I will have Tyler Scott joining me in the commentary box with Robert.
No, there through the chicane was fine. I still had position and everything, and I got going.
So guys, if you did like that first race, just give us a comment. Let us know that you are still watching. With that, we do like reading those comments because the drivers do come back at a later stage and they do come and watch the races.
When did we sign up for bumper cards?
Yep. It was a good race. Cars are very close.
You know, if Jerry, like you and I touched 9 in this race, but it was like a little bump. Couldn't hold it. I must be honest. It was sort of like both going in there. That's fine. That's touring cars. This was fucking. Oh, I'm not gonna use my brake pedal. I'll use the oak in front of me as a brake. Kaboom. Yeah. They're all back in my cars.
See, Nassif Benjamin, he's in the house as well, saying good luck, good close racing, loving it. Thanks, Nassif. A very close competitor. And the thing is that these cars are quite closely matched. I did find that in the dark, it looked like the front wheel drives did have a little bit more of an advantage. I suppose it's just better grip. A bit on the brakes because of the ABS versus the BMWs, but the BMWs definitely are the quicker car in the straight line.
Yeah.
Put my brake bias
invites from the other lobby.
Cheerio.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well done, Recorder. First Alpha race. You didn't do bad.
Well done.
No, that first race I had 50 damage in the front.
Nice.
I struggled to fucking keep that car on the track.
Yeah, the second one I had 15 because you can't get your brakes, Ricky. And
So to the Bravo tier, if you guys are still lingering around
this is a lobby, eh? We've
on
got a
the
little bit
stream,
more respect here.
just remember that those invites are on their way through.
It definitely wasn't
And
done
don't
on
forget,
purpose,
please, I need
No, I understand.
somebody,
Accident is an
Tyler,
accident, but then you don't
anybody
take the
to please
position.
just send me the
You know what I
invites
mean?
so that Chase
You
can
don't
be the
bump somebody in
broadcaster.
corner, send him into the grass and then take the position. You wait for him to come
Stephen,
back
we're getting
because you made a
feedback from
mistake.
your side.
Well, then I
That's the
didn't
way-
see you. I didn't see you because the same thing happened with me and Tyler. And
Better now.
We can hear the TV coming through.
Okay, let me just give me 2 minutes.
Yeah, no.
Chase is here.
That Brandon.
Stills is not racing.
Is now.
He was meant to race in Alpha.
He's racing with us.
Why?
Well, because he couldn't race in Alpha because of his connection. We're going to try now in Bravo.
Chase, I'm making you the broadcaster.
Yes.
Yeah, and I gotta be the director. How's it going?
Lucky you, man.
Alright. taking Ronald Jones, you know.
I'm just waiting for Imperial.
Have you not sent him an invite?
Yeah.
I've sent him too.
Oh, he must stop complaining that he's not getting any. It almost seems like if you're offline, you don't get invites.
Right.
Is he online?
So I was just waiting for Brandon
He's
Hills
online.
to be invited into the lobby. Unfortunately, Brandon having major issues with his connection, clashing with both Louis and
the
Dirkie.
menus.
So he has asked to please have a drive with the Bravo tier guys.
Brandon and Rafiki flashing.
As it's not going to be confusing for you guys, you're going to have two Brandons in here.
Tyler will be joining us in the
but
commentary
then
box
see
as
if
well,
Danny shows
Stephen,
up
because he
with
is the
letters.
director this evening.
No problem.
But that's pretty cool to have you. The Opel, I saw that that was the car that you were driving.
Yeah.
How did that work out for you?
It wasn't a bad car. It was, it was front-wheel drive, so the braking on it was actually spot on. I felt it was lacking a little bit of the power down the main straight. I felt the Renaults and the BMs were catching me. But other than that, I felt maybe through the tighter sections, I was pulling away from them. So I don't know if it was just, maybe the guys overdriving. But yeah, the Opel felt pretty stable to me.
Yeah, I did find that in that first race that you were ahead of me and you're the driver that I was trying to catch. And I just wasn't able to reel you in as fast as I would have liked to. And then with constant battles up in the front, I saw that you were able to move your way through the field, and all of a sudden you were right there, and it was you and I that somehow, I don't know how we touched there, but landed up pushing me straight into the tires. I don't even know you were there.
Yeah, from my view from the rear, it looked like you lost the rear end a bit, and I tried to back off, and it just wasn't enough, and you just went sideways. So I thought maybe if I would come next to you to pull you straight, but it didn't. It just dragged me into the kitty litter, and then I saw you smack bang in the tires. But yeah, funny enough, I didn't get too much damage. Yeah, that's part of racing, I guess.
Yeah, I unfortunately did lose my front headlights, my front bumper. It was quite interesting. Luckily, it was only a couple more corners, and that race was over.
Yeah, no, it was a very good battle. Me and V-Dub had a good little tussle for, I think it was 8th place, and then and then Scott made a mistake, jumped in front of him. He tried his luck, also outbraking each other, and I was able to pull away. And and then I found myself up in the top there with you guys, busy battling for 4th and 3rd.
I was about to say, are you not really able to hear what's happening in the lobby? Because it looks like, oh, they're waiting for me. Let's just put that up.
Maybe.
There we go. So it was all that was required was a little thumbs up from Dylan, and we see that Julian has decided that it's good to go. Evening, Tyler. So guys, the same format for the Bravo tier. It is a 20 minutes during the day. 1 o'clock is the time. The track temperature is extremely high. The front tires burn up very quickly. And you do find yourself driving with a very, very red front left. Luckily, the main straight here at the Catalunya National Track is just long enough to get your front tire down to orange by the time you turn into turn number 1.
How's it, Dylan? How's it, Stephen?
Evening,
What's
Tyler.
happening, B?
Alright, man.
So Tyler, first off, your first 2 heats here, round number 1 in the touring cars. How did that work out for you?
Actually, better than I expected for the first race. I was battling with that BM, but I knew it was just going to be a race of endurance. You know, the guys who were fast in the beginning had to then make sure they didn't run out of tires. And so all the front wheel drive started battling where with the BM, they did get hot, but you managed to, well, I just find I could manage them better. So, yeah, it was a bit unfortunate in the second race. The accidents and that, so, yeah, it's one of those things.
We also seem to have a little bit of a contact there going to the hairpin that we've just seen Ashley go through there now. Also,
oh, was that you?
Yeah, very strange physics. So I ran wide, trying to allow the space, and the next thing I had a car basically coming across my nose. Very strange. Nevertheless, look, what I can say about these cars is that you are able to not get a little bit more rough and ready, but side by side, then that contact isn't as bad as some of the other classes. So you are able to get away with a little bit of touching here and there.
Yeah, the rubbing door to door, mirror to mirror is great, and a little bit of a bumper rub through a corner here and there. But as soon as someone uses you as a brake, so that they can make the corner and turn, and they give you damage in the rear, you are over, especially in the BM. Where with the front wheel drive cars, if you get some damage on the front, then you suffer. So I think the guys just need to learn to drive around each other in the sense that, you know, the Opel is different to the Merc, which is different to the Audi, the Renault, and different to the BM.
Yeah, most definitely. And what I did find is the braking points between some of the cars are so different. Is that I was able to get onto the brakes so much later in the Opel, and it actually almost caught me off guard following a BMW in that first race, and I actually nearly ended up going up the back of him. Fortunate, I was able to move over just in time. So we've got 2 minutes left of the qualifying here. In shot, that is Mafira taking on the BMW here for this championship. Brando Skills. Brandon Hills, one of the Alpha drivers who was having countless issues in terms of disconnections, put his hand up and said, please, could he just come and race here in the Bravo tier. Ashley missing out the Bravo tier, well, missing out from the Alpha tier of 0.3 of a second in his qualifier. And it looked like I was about to say Rudy, who was the man who definitely was feeling cursed. He was missing that qualifying like that. Tyler, I think you've also missed it within, I almost said a Code Coconut's unfriendly word.
Which qualifier is that?
In terms of missing a qualifying to the Alpha tier.
Oh yeah, previously I have.
And it's just amazing how close the actual qualifiers were for this championship. If we just go in and have a look to see those times, as I say that now, why am I not able to find it as easily as I thought I would? Because I was on the wrong channel. There we go.
Dylan, is there any way you can put the sound of the stream through the Discord? So I can hear you guys and hear the stream?
Unfortunately not. But you should be able to hear it through your PlayStation, which means you'd need another earpiece. I see your problem.
Yeah, it's worked previously, that's why I'm just wondering why it's not working now. So So Ashley and Raf, the only guys that haven't gone out.
No, I think Ashley did. I think, yeah, Ashley did go out. I don't think he was able to get a lap in.
Lap time invalidated.
Yeah.
Current and next lap invalidated.
One of the favorite sayings.
Yeah, track was very difficult with the track limits. So, yeah, especially that last corner coming onto the main straight. If you just took that a little bit wide, yeah, it was invalidated.
Right, Tyler, I'm trying to just figure out how to get that sound to come through on your side.
I can hear you speaking on the...
Yeah, I'm talking about
sounds
that.
like you...
That sounds like?
That sounds like you speaking through the PlayStation as well now. In the lobby.
That can't be true. That's very strange.
It's not you.
Ah.
Don't worry, I'll wear 2 headsets.
Okay, cool. Just go one over each ear. Right, guys, we've got the first heat is just about ready to start. We've got Brandon Hills out in front, Amal Jacques in second place. That is Brandon De Santos in third. Reese is fourth, then Rudy fifth, Collins sixth. Not too sure which of the killers that is in seventh place. We've got Julian in eighth. Raphael in 9th, Yanni in 10th place. The other of the killed, Mafira down in 12th, Ashley in 13th, not being able to get a time in, and then James down in 14th place. Watch for the wheel spins of those, the Reynolds off the line. They do not have much traction. And that looks like Greg Campbell, who has left the session, and that's just about 4 wide coming now into turn number 1. Hope the guys are getting on those brakes, holding their lines through there. So far, so good.
Oh.
Little tap of the rear there. And it looks like they are going once again. I didn't see who was falling down the order there, unfortunately. But that car did seem to just lose its rear and get a little bit of help from his competitor. Now they head into the stadium section, and this part of the track is so busy. I did mention it earlier in the lobby, is that it is just, you don't have much time to rest. It is just corner after corner after corner.
Yeah, the cars are very, very similar with their times. Cars were on top of each other, so it was that one little mistake, you would drop 3 or 4 places. That's how competitive the season is going to be.
Just having a look coming down the main straight, that is Brandon Hills out in front, followed by Rudy. Big late lunge there by Brandon De Santos, and looks like he was able to sneak up on the inside of Rudy, but Rudy on the outside of the Foster line sets him up for the chicane, so he will now hang on to that place. But you can see Colin putting lots and lots of pressure. Brandon Hill's starting to pull away a massive gap here as Rudy runs a little bit wide, and so does Brandon. Now into the hairpin, Rudy is a little bit wide. That is going to allow Brandon to sneak that Opel up on the inside. So Brandon De Santos now moves himself up into second place. I am just checking out for a Rockstar Mal. We do know that he is extremely quick, not able to get a qualifying in for the Alpha tier. So he has got himself a spot here in Bravo. And just behind him is his up-and-coming teammate. You can see that is Batman. We know him as Yanni. And Yanni being followed by Raphael. Raphael currently in 7th place. Tyler, please just check who's in 8th there for me. I just want to see which of the killers that is. So that is Ian Parsons just flying through there. And forcing his way through as he runs wide. And that's not going to help him. And Yanni takes that place back from him. And you can just see how Ian is starting to fall back down the order. Now down into a 10th position.
See, a lot of the guys have gone with Reynolds in Bravo tier. Haven't seen many BMs.
I think the only BM, if I remember correctly, was Greg Campbell. But Ian now in the Monster Energy Drink livery. Can see how hard he is hitting that the chicane and hitting those curbs. Ooh, some contact in the background there. Cars jumping left and right. We're definitely going to have to see what went on there, but that looked like the cars were bouncing up against each other. And down in the back is Mafira. And
yeah, that's another BMW.
Julian. Yep, 100%.
So we got 2 BMs here. It's quite a big difference from Alpha to Bravo. Yeah, you've got a lot of Reynolds and Opals, and on the other side it seems like we got a lot of BMs and Reynolds. Quite a strange mix going on.
Yeah, I must say it looks like the crowd favorite is definitely the Opal, as we the Opal is the Renault again, as we watch Brandon opening nearly 5 seconds with still 15 minutes left to go. But Rudy trying to close down on Brandon, but right behind Rudy is Rockstar Mel. Will he be able to have a late look to the inside? Just not close enough. And Rudy started just squeezing that door closed into turn number 1. Nice and neat line there for Rockstar Mel. Will he be able to keep it pinned here through this long right-hander? Setting himself up for the chicane. And then set up a braking maneuver going into the hairpin.
Rudy pulled a little bit of a gap there. Going a little bit too hot.
Rudy seems to be battling a little bit with understeer on that Opal.
Yeah, I tried both sets.
In that tight corner.
Oof.
So that's some breathing space there for Rudy, with Jacques going a little bit wider than I'm sure he wanted to.
Yeah, what this is doing, it's allowing Brandon DeSantos to get away.
Yeah, just pull that gap.
Brandon's skills he's gone. So, and I guess Brandon, if I look at the times, DeSantos did a 17.9, sorry, and the other 2 are doing 17.6s behind them while they're fighting. So he needs to get a move on.
Yep, because they're definitely going to close him down. What I did find is quite interesting is that in 6th place is Raphael, that's James and Colin. And they are having their own little battle, but in terms of their lap times as well, they're also going to be applying a lot of pressure. As we now see Ashley coming into the mix. Colin having a look to the inside. it looks like he has been able to make that move stick, so he will move up the order. So Ashley now got James to fight with. Ooh, big understeer moment there for Colin as he went through that last of the chicanes, but now it's a turn in full on power. And I must say that the slipstream effect that you do get down the main straight, it almost doesn't feel like it's going to happen. Then with that last 300 meters, then all of a sudden you definitely get it as you see little move to the inside. Colin's going to have to hold that line. That door was left open. And now James moves himself up and takes that position. So James now up into 5th place, Colin down into 6th, and Ashley now looking for that opportunity to get past him.
Something driving there between the two. Still Rudy and Rockstar Mall battling it out. Looks like Rudy's just holding it. Oh, just going a little too hard.
Yeah, now the guys have been pushing, and now those tires are starting to heat up and fall off. So it's quite interesting. You'll see the guys will understeer more and more.
Ooh, there's a big understeer moment there for James.
Yeah.
But it's also
I think that was just coming too hard into the corner.
I was going to say the way he approached that, he didn't seem to get wide enough. And there goes Ashley having a look, setting himself up on the inside as Reese now comes out of the pit. So he's going to get himself right in the middle of this battle. And Ashley now moves himself up into a 5th place. Oh!
I wonder if that was perhaps Reese that was involved a little bit there. Because he was coming out of the pits.
So we're looking at 10 minutes left to go. Currently watching Ashley in 5th. Just behind him is Colin. Colin in 6th place. I must say, Colin's doing very well here. Fighting up front. Ooh, Ashley's going to be in trouble for that. That was extremely wide. And as I say that, I see the little red block light up, which means that Ashley did get his penalty served for that. So on board with Rudy and only 5 drivers with time penalties, and that's because the track limits on this track are extremely finicky. So 120 meters is the braking zone. You can see a little lock up there for Jacques. Rudy running a little bit too wide. That's going to just upset his entry in here. So you see Jacques just starting to pull up a little bit of a gap, having a much better drive coming out of that little S. And through here, you should be flat.
We've actually got Brandon Skills and Rockstar Mel doing the same lap times. Rockstar actually slightly quicker than Brandon.
Just jump to 2nd and 3rd there, please, because there is a little battle happening here. If we can just jump to trackside. Because Rudy is going to be in the mix here shortly. We can see Rudy in the background. But now Brandon DeSantos has got Mal on his behind, as well as Rudy Bass is right behind there. So this is now going to be the battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th place. So Brandon very smartly moving to the inside to close off that line and goes in way too hot. And that now is going to let Rockstar Mal go through. So now we've got a Rockstar Mal up into a 2nd place. A Brandon down in 3rd and a Rudy right behind there in 4th place.
That's not Rudy. That is a Reese. That is a lap driver.
Oh, that makes more sense now. There's Rudy now, because I can see he's actually 3 seconds behind. So looking at Reese's lap times, okay, so it's a 1:18.3. So that definitely did confuse things a little bit there for me. Thank you, Tyler, for sorting that out.
That's a decent lead there. 10-second gap between himself and second and third.
So that does tell you one thing, doesn't it? That Brandon Hills is most definitely not a Bravo tier driver.
It also helps when you're not battling a car in front of you or defending. Because he's just able to run the pace he needs to, manage the tires.
Oof.
And
yes, did you see that?
Yeah.
Just touching the grass.
Touching the grass, letting the rear getting very, very loose.
Just go to 4th and 5th. I think there was a battle busy going on there.
There's a lot of penalties in this.
Yeah.
So that is Ashley
Rudy
on the
and
back
Ash.
of Rudy.
Yeah, it seems Rudy and Brandon are both falling back towards the end of the session. That Opel must be quite harsh on the tires.
So here comes Ashley, move to the inside on the Opel, and is able to make it stick. Great maneuver there for Ashley. He's definitely set that move up, got the slipstream down the main straight, and Rudy had to just let him through.
Yeah, and I think Rudy did the right thing there. Let him through and get the drive out, and hopefully he's got the drive into this corner.
Ooh, Ashley goes in a little bit hot, so that compromises that exit speed, which now puts Rudy right at the back. Ashley goes a little bit too wide there. Rudy riding the curb on the inside. And what I did find, if you've got a good exit, nice and slow on the way in, but then full power from there, you should be able to full acceleration, and you get the slipstream in front. And I think Rudy is in a really good spot to get the slipstream advantage and fight back for this position going into the first corner. I saw in the background they're just not close enough. Reese is fighting hard here with Brandon, looking for an opportunity to get past, and he has every right to unlap himself.
Yeah, he's not making Brandon's life much easier now. And being a couple of laps.
And they lost it.
What happened there? We've got the split times that have come up. Thank you.
No, I just wanted to go see penalties and laps. So look, I'm sure Brandon at the moment is very happy that Reese did some farming there.
No,
he can. Yeah, he can concentrate now and try and catch the guys ahead of him again, because that battle was definitely letting Ashley and Rudy start catching Brandon.
Yeah, that's one thing I found with these cars. They are so on par. When the cars in front are busy battling it out, it just slows them down. So cars behind just start catching up, and then before you know, it's another 6-7 cars fighting for that position.
Oh, that was really wide. Yeah, saw that. And it's that, have I turned enough? I'm just going to keep it pinned anyway and see what happens. Ah, that was too much.
Yeah, Rudy doesn't look very comfortable with the car.
And nor is Brandon.
Seems that,
Ashley
yeah, it seems that Opal is battling on that corner. Just like the nose just doesn't want to turn in.
Stephen, were you having issues going into that hairpin? Ooh, can see
No.
Brandon definitely struggling there. That the front locking up going into the corner, but I think he's definitely going to be a sitting duck here. Ashley will be able to just ease past him because the Renault definitely is quicker than the Opel in a straight line.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Little rub there of the doors for Brandon and Ashley going into turn number 1. But they were able to...
I see a little rubbing his racing like that is perfect in these cars. Because they don't mind it, but yeah. As soon as you start ramming them into each other, that's where the problem comes in.
That's touring cars.
100%.
Yeah, touring cars, rubber door, no problem.
Just jump down to 7th place. Because we got Raphael, who's being chased down by Yanni. That gap was a little bit further on, but I've just been watching it and it has come down. So Yanni has been closing up to the back of Silverback in his silver arrows. That actually works quite nicely for him. Sure, it actually looked like the rear of that Merc lifted up as he started turning in. It could swear that was a go-kart.
Yeah, I chased Terry in one of those for most of my first race, and I can tell you what, it was tough. That car's strong. I'm surprised more guys haven't taken it. I'm not sure how it's going to do in the rest of the season. I know Terry has liked it. It's always been one of his go-to cars. So, yeah, it definitely works for him.
So Brandon Hills comes out of the last corner here in Heat 1. 11 seconds is the gap over his next competitor. Little flash of the lights there. So Brandon will take the win here. Rockstar Mal 11 seconds behind him. He'll come home in second place with Ashley in third. Brandon DeSantos in fourth. Rudy is currently in fifth place with Colin sixth. And Raphael 7th, Yanni in 8th. It looks like that's still the provisional positions, because we also need to remember that there could very well be some more penalties to be served. So the weird thing is, last week when we did the qualifying, I all of a sudden lost my mouse pointer, and it has done the exact same thing now. Where I don't know what happens to it; it just goes away, and then I cannot get it back.
Well, last week I remember you turned off and then back on, whether it was a USB hub or something.
I just figured out how to fix it indefinitely going forward. I just Control-Alt-Delete it, and then there it was.
Julian, just hang on before you go.
race, guys.
Julian,
Hello.
you didn't scroll down for us. Okay, but cool. Just on the next one, remember, scroll down there.
Tyler, you can just let them know that I have dropped the reverse grid positions on the Discord.
Guys, the reverse is on the Discord if anyone needs to know. So just have a look, and then we lost.
Is it standing start on the...
No, it's reverse for the top 6. And from 7th to 16th is all your position where you finished. And then the guys formation. Because obviously the 6 guys in front have to get into their position.
Thanks, bud.
We just need to send Rafiki a new invite. Sorry, not Rafiki, James.
I'm not the only one who does it now. Thank you, Tyler.
I've sent it.
No, Rafiki is James.
Nika in first, Rudy Bass in second, Brandon DeSantis third, Stella has fourth, Roxanne Mall fifth, and Brando Seals sixth. And then from 7, seventh is Batman, then it's Silverback, then it's St. Jim, then it's Impera, and then Brandon, you said you got the rest of it.
Yeah, so after Farah, then it's Killer D, then Killer 1, 2, 3, and then Reese.
Reese and then obviously Rafiki and then Paul.
Yeah. Yeah, those two will be at the back.
Cool.
Let's go.
Rafiki looks like he's playing Call of Duty.
Okay, so you guys can go if you're ready. Everyone get their thumbs up. Dylan says you can go.
Alright, meet up.
Yeah, good luck, and remember, keep those mics on mute. Steven, was that race tough for you? It seems like you're sleeping. Dylan's about to swallow the microphone there. Huh?
Listen, that race kept me on my toes.
No, it kept all of us on our toes. So, see? 2 headphones. I'm just waiting for my hat, Dylan.
I've got your hat, Tyler.
How's that?
You just gotta come fetch it.
So I've heard that story many times.
No, I'm serious.
Couldn't you send it via deliver your parcel?
I can do that.
Well, let's see what race 2 is gonna hold for us. Hopefully a little bit more excitement.
Well, now that it's a little bit darker, there's a little bit more grip for longer.
Man, listen, I didn't feel a difference there. Tires still heated up so freaking fast.
So 14 drivers in for the second heat, and just to remind everyone that it is a reverse grid, so Colin will be leading the pack away. Rudy will start off in second place with Brandon DeSantos in third, Ashley will start off in 4th with Rockstar Mal in 5th and Brandon Hills in 6th.
It looks like we're getting a sync there.
Yeah, that is now lights out, and generally the guys just move over, not necessarily have to move off the track. But I think that was Reese just making sure that he doesn't get driven into. Oh, no, it wasn't him. It wasn't Reese. Apologies, whoever that was. Apologies.
Yeah, and then the standing start and the rolling start definitely changes things up, because if you can launch that BM, you can make up quite a lot of positions, but if you get it wrong, you can lose a lot more positions.
I thought I was being clever, because normally the Renault just wheel spins off the line, and I try to quarter throttle with a bit of a clutch, and the car just bogged down. So either way, I don't know how to get off the line on that Renault.
Don't worry, I've had that as well.
That's because you changed your mind. You said you were racing the BM.
I changed my mind maybe 12 minutes before the actual season started. I wasn't feeling confident in the BMW at all, so I went to the Renault.
If you had been in the BM or the Opel or the Mercedes, then yes, if you had bogged, it would have been a little bit of sympathy for you. But going with a car that you've raced the whole season with, Dylan.
Before, yes, I know.
Yes. Okay, yeah, we're going to have the race starting soon.
So there's Rudy now crossing the start-finish line. So we are racing heat
we
number
are
2
racing.
in the dark and into the first corner. You can see Rudy already closing off the angle, making sure that nobody's able to have a dive on the inside. Brandon holding the inside line, is touching the rear. And there's Rudy. Unfortunately, he was in 2nd place. He's now dropping down the order, down into 13th position, which puts Ashley up into 2nd and Brandon DeSantos to 3rd. Big sideways moment there, touching the grass. And Ashley then leads this race now with Colin now up into 2nd place. Well, down into 2nd place after a big sideways action moment there for him. So Yanni in 6th place. He's got Brandon Hills ahead of him. So Brandon's already made up a position with Raphael in 7th place in his Silver Arrows. And you can see those cars hitting that curb, just bouncing and not very stable through there. That right up against the wall. There's no more space to go there. So Colin's going to hold that inside line, but leaving way too much space there for Brandon DeSantos. But Colin's going to be able to get himself up into 2nd place. But now he's on the outside through the chicane. Little touch, loss of the rear. And that's going to get not only a Rockstar Mal, but Brandon Hills right behind them. So Colin definitely in the walls here in the opening couple of laps. See Colin's rear just stepping out once again as he comes through that chicane. Late lunge there for Brandon, and he's able to get himself up. So Brandon Hills now up into 3rd place. It's cars touching Yanni, and I can't see who that is. So Yanni and Colin, the side by side. Colin now on the outside. Yanni is allowed to go through. So Colin, having started this race 2 laps ago in 1st, has been absolutely swamped and has unfortunately now dropped down into 6th position.
And then we got Brandon Skills, who's come from 6th to 3rd. But if I look at the lap times, Ashley's already been quicker than Brandon was in the previous race. So if Ashley doesn't clear, if Brandon Skills doesn't clear Brandon Dos Santos shortly, he's going to have a lot of work towards the end of the race.
Correct, because not only is the likes of Brandon Dos Santos going to be a challenge, but if you look at the back, that was a late lunge there from Rockstar Mel. So Brandon Hill's now up into a second place. So Brandon Dos Santos is now going to have Rockstar Mel behind him, and I'm pretty sure that Jacques is going to be fighting to try and stick with Brandon. Oh, that was a little bit wide there. That could possibly be a slowdown penalty warning. But look at Ashley crossing the line. 1:17.0, 1:16.1 for Brandon Hills. So that is an absolute crack of a time.
Yeah, that's definitely quicker than he went previously. So you can see that Reynolds very strong on the brakes. And it seems to be something the guys are forgetting. You know, it's the car that's the strongest on the brakes. So when you're chasing down an Opel, a Merc, a BMW, you really got to be careful
for
the guy ahead of you.
One of the things that I figured out is that if you brake too hard and you hold that brake for just too long, it almost stalls the car out, and it takes a couple of seconds just to gather that momentum again. I did find myself in a precarious position by I thought I'd brake myself. I managed to stop, but then I just couldn't get the acceleration going because there was just no power coming from the car. Ooh, Raphael a little bit wide there, but he's got Rudy all over the back now. So this is where we're going to see the mettle of Raphael being chased down by Rudy Base.
Yeah, we got Ashley and Brandon Skills both doing a 16.5 on that lap. Brandon just slightly quicker. So, see you can keep doing those lap times. We got Rockstar trying everything to get past Brandon Dos Santos. And at the moment, he's just, not managing to do it, but with Brandon making mistakes like that.
Tyler, just jump to 7th place there for me, please, because we've got Colin on the back of Rudy, but then just behind Colin is Raphael. So another little battle boiling up here, because I also see that we got St. Jim. He's a second behind this pack, so still in contention there for a good result. And that's the thing, is that when the pack is so close together, it's just one little mistake, and there you start dropping down the order faster than it is to try and get up there.
Look, we definitely Brandon Skills catching Ashley in the front at the moment.
So just comparing the lap times between Yanni in 5th place. Ooh, was that side by side? That was quite close there.
Yeah, it seems Rudy got great drive out of that previous corner. Unfortunately, just not able to gain from it. Yeah, to back out of that one.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that if you do have a dive and it compromises both your race and somebody else's race, is it really worth it? Just seeing that some more comments coming through. Stephen LaRue saying go Killer D. So we definitely see who he's cheering for. Sorry, Tyler, my brother is saying that that's my hat. So Then I got Josh Wolford saying, go Reese. And then Josh just posing a question here.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Oh, there.
That Jacques having a look to the inside, Brandon just managing to hold on to that, even though that contact there, still racing. So awesome to see that you are able to just bang these cars around a little bit. But guys, it should not be the norm. Message here from Josh Wilfred saying, Dylan, just wanted to ask, he was working, oh my gosh, you little... Josh, I'm actually going to come for you. He says, was working on the car today. Do you by any chance know the torque settings for the engine side cover? Well, surprisingly, I know that it wasn't what we had on our previous race because that thing came loose. And I did manage to spill 1.1 litres all over the kart track. So, Josh, I'm not the right person to be asking. And I can't wait to see you again because I'm going to make you eat those words. Shit.
And with 9 minutes to go, we got Brandon definitely putting the pressure on Ashley here.
Yeah, so Ashley did go a little bit too hot into the first corner. And Brandon Dos Santos still having a nice battle here with Maljacques. And Raphael and Colin, so it doesn't matter where you go down the order, there are definitely battles happening. Oh, Rudy touching the outside curb. But that,
He's so dangerous.
But that actually gave him it gave him a straight line through the chicane, so that actually might have worked in his favor. So Raphael pulling a little bit of time on Reese ahead of him. We do see Ian Parsons within a second there, and that's when you start getting that slipstream advantage. If he's able to get a good exit behind Silverback, he might be able to just get himself in a good place. As we see the field starting to close up on the back of Greg Campbell. Move to the inside. Rockstar taking that place away from Brandon. And it looked like Jacques did just delay his turn in a little bit just to put Brandon off that line. But now a Rockstar is currently ahead. Ooh, both of them just touching the dirt on the outside. Greg Campbell in the way, trying to get out the way. And Jacques,
that is so unfortunate.
Being caught up there, I think Greg got more of a fright than anything, didn't know where to go, so tried to move off the track, but Jacques had so much straight line speed that he thought it would probably just be easier to go off that route himself. So Brandon able to breathe a little bit longer.
Yeah, now you got the two teammates that are going to battle it out. I wonder if there's team orders there. So we'll have to see how that goes.
I highly doubt it, considering it's the first race.
Yeah.
That's seniority.
Tell that to George Russell. Six and a quarter minutes left to go. And we do have a Rockstar trying to get past Batman. Brandon Dos Santos in that Opel a little bit further up is starting to open up a gap. But now this is where the action is getting very interesting. Reese in 7th place, right on the back of Colin. And Reese has got Rudy right behind him. But not only that, there's Raphael in his Silver Arrows in a 9th place. So this is the battle for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Rudy on the inside. Raphael's going to try to go around the outside. A little touch there. Raphael going very, very hot in managing to catch the car. Reese now closing onto the back. Now here comes Jacques. Great exits through the chicane. He's definitely going to get the slipstream advantage here. Let's just check the lap times as they cross the line. 17.7 for Yanni, and Jacques 17.6 there for him. We're side by side, Reese and Colin. And Colin able to remain ahead of Reese as they head through the chicane once again. Brandon DeSantos in third place in shot. Brandon Hills still trying to find a way around Ashley. He was right up there, but if dropping down nearly to a second now. I wonder if that was a slowdown penalty.
Yeah, it seems he's trying to get rid of a slowdown because he was 0.3. He was right on top of Ashley, and then he just suddenly backed out.
So Brandon DeSantos in third place does have a much more comfortable gap between the two behind him. But now Jacques, great exit there for him. Now he'll be able to follow the back of Yanni onto the main straight. Yanni trying to break that slipstream. Will there be a late lunge into turn number one? Jacques is showing his intent, but just not close enough. But Yanni's gone way too deep there. So is that going to allow Colin to close up that gap, that the distance between them? Oh, sorry, Reese, apologies. So that's still 2.5 seconds, so not close enough.
That seemed like a small intentional mistake.
Maybe
a little
could
bit
be.
of team orders there.
Who knows? Who knows? Or it could have just been watching your mirrors. So the battle 5th, 6th, and 7th. Reese in the monster colors got Colin in 7th place, with Raphael still battling it out there. So 3 minutes left, and Ashley goes and does his quickest lap, a 1:16.1, but Brandon Hills 1:15.8. Is he going to have a late look there? That seemed very, very optimistic there by Brandon Hills.
I think Brandon wants to lead this race now.
So it's all going to be where he'll be able to find an opportunity. And Brandon DeSantos is now ahead of Rockstar Mal once again. So Brandon has been able to... Oh no, apologies. That is Rockstar now closing up on the back of Brandon.
Yeah, Rockstar is flying. He just 16, almost a 16 dead. So once he passed Yanni, he just put his head down and went for it.
And I must say, it does look like the Opals do start struggling through the latter parts of the race. Still find it extremely impressive that Rudy's able to still drive their car the way he does and be so competitive with a controller. You see Brandon staying very much in the middle of the track. He's going to have to force Jacques to go around the outside. Oh, Jacques thinking about trying the little cutback, but Brandon held that inside line. So Brandon Hills and Ashley, you can see how close they are, just less than half a second for them now, coming up to the back of some back markers, who gets very much out of the way.
I think that's Mafera there. No.
It was Killer Dave.
That was Killer D.
So we're now going to go into the last lap. 27 seconds left of this race. and it is Brandon Hills versus Ashley out in front. And this is the battle for a third and fourth place. This is where Jacques is going to be looking to get that exit to get the straight line speed. Brandon having another late lunge there. Ashley looked like he was a little bit too wide, but he did recover coming through that corner.
Yeah, I think Brandon's skills at the moment is wishing there was another couple of laps, and then you got Brandon Dos Santos wishing the race ended 5 laps ago.
100%.
So.
So look at that, Brandon Dos Santos, best delta there for him. So he's definitely pushing as hard as he can. And again, that car just sliding. Is Jacques going to have a look? Or will Brandon start closing up? Another best delta there for Brandon Dos Santos. So he is really throwing everything he can into this last lap. Last 2 corners here for the battle for first and second. And it is Ashley who gets the flash of recognition there from Brandon Hills. Brandon having won in the first race.
Sure.
So Ashley comes home and wins that race. Now Jacques still trying to find a way around Brandon, but it looks like Brandon will hang on to this third place. So Brandon comes home in third, Rockstar Mal in fourth, Yanni in fifth, Reese in sixth, Colin seventh place, Rudy in eighth position, Julian in ninth. Then it is Ian Parsons in 10th place. Raphael, he finishes in 11th. Mafira comes home in 12th, with Dave in 13th place, and Greg will across the line in 14th position.
They're having a bit of a bumper session there.
It's definitely been a rough race for Greg there. It seems he found right on the track. Got his wipers going.
I think what's it is that the rear snaps and he's grabbed way too many handfuls and grabbed some buttons on the way through there. And the only reason I know that that's possible is because I've done it myself.
Yeah, no, that happens regularly on the BMW.
100%.
Julian, just scroll that page down, please, for us. Julian.
Well, I might be able to. Hold on. There we go.
You scroll down.
So the final results: Ashley first place, Brandon Hills in second, Brandon Dos Santos in third, Rockstar Mal fourth, Yanni fifth, Reese sixth, Colin seventh, Rudy eighth, Julian 9, Ian in 10th, Raphael he finished in 11th, Mafira 12th, Dave 13th, and Greg Campbell in 14th position.
Well done there, guys.
So guys, an absolutely fantastic... What is going on here now? Why have I frozen? Let me just try this again. Go back there. Am I still frozen? Yes, I am. Interesting.
What's wrong there, Dylan?
It looks like it's working. There we go. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in and watching the round one of our SARCO touring cars. Really awesome to get back behind the wheel. A big thank you to our hosts this evening. Thank you, Tyler, as well as thank you, Julian. And a big welcome to Ashley getting himself back behind the wheel after taking a little bit of a break, performing his daddy duties. But awesome to have you back. And it just shows that you're out for one season and you missed the cut by 0.034 of a second, Ashley.
Yeah. But there were some sort of influences involved.
No, I get that.
But anyway, yeah, great race. I really enjoyed myself, and it was good to be back on the live stream chat again. And thanks so much.
No, absolutely fantastic, guys. Thank you to all the guys that tuned in and came and watched. Tyron, you have got absolutely no excuse, my man. Come and join us for next week. All the details are on the Discord. I'm sure there will be one or two drivers not able to make it, so we'll definitely find you a spot. And Alt F4, I'll try that for next time. Thank you kindly. Guys, until Monday night, we'll see you then. Where are we going? Can't remember the race now. I had it just for a moment and now I've lost it.
I think the next race will be at the Autodrome Algravia in Portugal.
The Tire Eater, 100%. So we are going to Autodrome Internationale de Algarve. That's how you would have said it.
That's when you said it in Portuguese. But I don't think it'll be any worse than what we experienced tonight because the front left tire was getting super hot. So yeah, it made things really interesting.
Yeah, 100%. Guys, thank you very much. Keep practicing. Thanks to everyone tuned in. And all I can say, guys, is keep racing. And until then, thanks for watching. Yos.
Cheers, guys.